Welcome back to another Lot of Mysteries reaction, episode 10 today. But before I wanted to, give a little update to my alphabet. I know you can most likely go to the Reddit and just download the alphabet. They probably have it there. Most likely even for the special characters that is in the all around the pathways and stuff. They have like different symbols. Probably can get this one as well. However, I just wanted to try and make it myself. I got most the letters. Some are missing because I'm not sure. And we got the numbers. So the letters, just cross-referencing different little text we got. The letters, we just saw the clock tower, the numbers, pretty easy. Now, the numbers, they have a system. I don't know if that is, if they wanted to do this. So 1 and 4, the symbols together is 5. 5 and 2 is 7. 4 and 2 is 6. And 3 and 5 is 8. The only one that doesn't work is 9, and 0 is special. Now, again, you saw this on the clock tower, so I don't know if the system is intended or just random. We also got the nomination for the pound or whatever the currency is, which is a big D. If you have smaller currency, you use the S, smaller versions. This was the number for the Demon Hunter bullets, whatever they were called, like 800 pounds. The amount they needed. This was from the library, June, May, the date, number, th, when books were lent out. Don't know what this letter means 100% yet. That is why I'm not, writing it in. I try to be sure whenever I write down a letter. However, these seem pretty solid. If you want to do similar stuff, I recommend just using the titles of the different episodes, which I did not do because I'm stupid. Now, by going back, I also got the card again. This was in the episode with the bad divination dude. And we got shown this card, which is number 17. You see the two numbers. The first one is number 1. The second one is 7. Down here. The number system is a 10 number system. So 1 through 10. And then if you want to do 11, you do 1, 1, 12, 1, 2. Simple system we have. Now we also have the name. So this one easy to identify as. This is a T. This looks like, like a ribbon. And this is also T. This is 3 letters. It's probably Z, because a lot of cards do start with Z, the Emperor and whatever. Now this seems to be the star card. It has a starry motive, makes sense. However, the star card in our universe is also 17. However, the Fool card is number 0, but in their universe, number 1. Meaning the assumption that I had was that number 1 was like the Emperor card, because Emperor Roselle introduced the cards, the tarot cards, and he probably changed them. So the Emperor's number 0 is the top dog. He is the Emperor. That was my assumption. Now that the star card has not changed, could mean we don't know I believe Emperor is like 11 or 12. So the first 12 could still be changed. However, it could mean that only number 1 and 0 were swapped, meaning that number 0 could be the magician, while number 1 is the fool. We will see if that is holding true at some point. And while doing all of these, I went to this little snippet of the news, and I was like, okay, I have a couple letters. At the time I had a lot less, but I could use this to maybe identify new letters. I feel like this is mostly garbage. I don't know what is written here most of the time. The top part, totally understandable. You can identify that. But if we start here, we have FD, which is just, what is FD? I don't know. I don't have this letter 100% down. Then we have NET, okay, net, I guess. And then we have FWD, forward. It is very strange. I feel like most of the news are like not correct. So, this seems, I just wanted to mention, this seems to be more or less a red herring. However, I have most of the letters. I should be able to read most of the stuff that we get shown in the show. Just wanted to do an update. I know, long-winded, but this is something I'm a little bit proud of, at least. Hopefully it is correct. The ones I was cross-referencing, I was always able to read it, so I'm gonna be hopeful that this is correct. Just as a reminder, last episode we had to capture Neil, and by capture I mean we had to get rid of him, which is interesting. This showed us that he got corrupted by someone higher up in his pathway that then corrupted him, because the pathway is supposedly evil, or at least the god is evil, which makes a lot of the pathway users potentially evil, or they could go to evil easier. Now, Neil always stuck true to his moniker: do what you want, but do no harm. So I would have liked to see what happens if we let him go, because there was a good chance that he would not do anything. However, Klein now has the recipe to get a homunculi in some way, shape, or fashion going. Is he going to use it? I don't know, but he could. My assumption would be, because you need a lot of fresh blood, that he's going to be in a situation where a lot of people get killed, and maybe he gets mortally injured, and he's going to make himself homunculi so he can possess that one and still live on. My assumption, or someone else he can rescue with it. But we will see. We will see. Okay, let's see. Episode 10. I don't believe I can get any numbers here, or letters. Numbers, not so much. Letters, maybe. Still missing a couple.
非凡世界，人类通过腐蚀魔药，掌握不同的非。
Now, whenever there's cursive involved, I cannot read this at all.
完成生命层次的晋升。这22条进阶之路，从序列9。
So you see a lot of these letters, and these are totally different to the alphabet we got that I showed earlier. So this seems to be some other language, maybe, or some ancient language.
开始，序列数字越低，非凡能力越强。
It could also be Chinese, but I do not believe so. From the limited knowledge I have about Chinese, this does not look similar to Chinese.
高序列强者可以拥有比肩神明的力量，此进化路径称为人高序非序列9。
I never paid attention to the visuals. Every pathway they show is different. Different colors, different effects.
开始， 序列数字越低，
This one is like a blood one.
非凡能力
We have like a holy
越
one.
强。高序列强者可以拥有比肩神
This one was a bright blue. Maybe this is the water, the sailor pathway.
明的力量。此进化路径称为
This could be maybe Miss Justice, the spectator.
神之途径。
Okay. Blue. I mean, already have all these letters. What I am doing is I am just checking that all the letters work that I have. So that is what I'm doing right now. Seems good. Which does make me happy because the letters I have are correct. Granted, it was not that hard. Especially so many episodes in. I never acknowledged that the Chinese names have the names in the alphabet here as well, in world alphabet. Sadly, I can't really use that because I don't know what these names mean. I mean, I could translate them into English if needed. Wow.
哟，克莱尔，你来啦！
尼尔先生，这次的发票是不是太多了点？
哎，哪儿多了？才6张而已。快去！什么？鞋底的土？还不赶紧拿去倒掉！
哎，那不如就叫神奇生物保护协会。
I'm assuming this is all stuff that got cut from the anime because of time constraint, I'm assuming. But I still watching a lot of animes. In anime, whenever you want to show a very sad situation, most of the time they have a very emotional, loud response. They cry loud, they shout. That is how they, display sadness and grief. In this show, I feel like it's a lot more real, where it is a lot more introspective. It is a lot of sobbing, tears running down their cheeks, and if you don't really look at them and pay attention, you will probably not even recognize that they are crying right now. This is Chinese, right? Does not look like the alphabet. Just making sure. I feel like this is where he tried to decipher the diary. Not 100% sure. Mostly because I'm not confident in Chinese. And because this is mostly cursive, it does seem like he tries to identify what is written here. No, this seems to be the alphabet. I have to guess. I would have to check it a lot more closer.
克莱恩，有你的信。
克莱恩，当你看到这封信的时候，
Oh, this is
我
our
已经踏
bro?
上火车，前往贝克兰德。
Just looking. I mean, this even if this is the same alphabet, which I'm assuming, I would never be able to read this.
你上次提到的那个道理灵起，我有熟悉的感觉，但很遗憾，我并没能想起更多。
I still believe he's going to join. He's going to be on our round table.
所以，我打算去其他地方走走，看能不能找回更多记忆。另一方面，幕后之人毫无动静，我离开廷根，也许能让对方放松警惕。
阿兹克先生也离开了，以后怎么办？如果幕后黑手有行动，单靠我一个人，这是
A little flour? Nah. Probably support. Huh? Hmm.
在做什么？
队长，这张通缉令是
Wanted
我
post.
没警示过你吗？那是我疏忽了。这是一名大主教，3年前失控了，带着封印物008潜逃。
Wanted. Wanted order, right? We saw a similar one
这
before.
是一名大主
What is
教
written down?
，3年
Man, we have this symbol again. Male. Something male. $40. 40 years old. Former. Oh, former what? Former our Archbishop. Former Archbishop, huh?
带着封印物，这是一名大主，至今未被发现。圣
I,
堂严令，
for some reason, I only acknowledge Bishop, not Archbishop.
发现不要惊动，立刻禀报，否则你1000%殉职。
You will 1000% be killed in the line of duty. by the Archbishop or by the church because you did not inform them.
殉职。
Those are two different ways.
封印物008是
Right. I saw the had content 0, the first number is important, 0 through 3, 3 being the safest, 0 being the most dangerous.
0级封印物，最高危险等级，最高保密等级，不可
Yes, I
打听，不可外传，不可描述，不可窥探。关于008，只知
All that is known about it is that it looks like an ordinary quill, huh? Huh. I guess we found our mastermind.
当它看起来是一只常见的羽毛
The
笔，
one that is scribbling. We saw the feather as a callback, and whenever the feather was shown, we heard some scribbling. It could also be, it's a quill, so a feather. So that is what we heard. Someone is writing, someone is changing the story as
不
it
需要墨水
unfolds.
也能书写。
笔，
非凡者失控死亡后，会遗留一些伏击超凡力量的事物，如果不可控，就必须被封印。这就是封印物的来源之一。
I assumed the artifacts were made, similar to the charms that we made last episode or 2 episodes ago. No, last episode. They were made, but artifacts are only whenever a Beyonder lose power and
留一些伏击超凡力
they
量的事
die. Is that always only?
笔，
非凡者失控死亡后，
Dies after losing control.
会遗留一些
They
伏击
leave
超
behind
凡力
items
量
filled
的
with
事物，
Beyonder power.
如果不可控，
These eyes, I believe, were I don't remember correctly, but we
就
did
必
have
须
a
被封印。
couple
这就是封印
Beyond
物的来
us
源之一。
control.
那如果可控呢？
你不会想知道答案的。
What do you mean?
如果可控呢？
Is this a kaiju stuff where they implant items that can be controlled into their bodies? Do we have any of that? Assumption, I forgot his name. Mr. He's more than he seems to be, Mr. Beautiful Guy. He has a shadow. Is the shadow an artifact? I'm assuming you merge
你
with
不会
the
想知道答
artifact.
案的。无论是职业者还是代发者、机械之心，都会面临失控，或者在任务中牺牲。克莱
Mhm.
恩，你必须习惯振作起来。
Why is he? Why is he unwilling to tell us what happens to the artifact if you can control it? Meanwhile, telling us if you can't control it, we have to seal it away. And we know sealed artifacts, we use them. We merge? Or are these going to be used to make artifacts? That could be. As example, we have the little pendulum opus crystal, I believe, which helps him divine. Maybe that is one
我
of
明
those.
白，队长。队长说的对，该振作了。还有幕后黑手要查，还有回家。
克莱恩，随着
Sweet iced tea. I'm assuming this is like some kind of syrup you use and dilute
我
water
买的
with.
甜冰茶，你喜欢这个，对吧？
Right. Right. Last episode, whenever Neil was like, hey, let's go eat. What do you want? Anything specific? And he was like, sweet iced tea.
谢谢，队长。
你之前
And he was like, oh, you have a, very immature palate. You should be drinking beer. Also, did we ever have a flashback? I mean, a flashback, not a, hey, here's a flashback of something that happened we did not show you before. But in this case, in other shows, they would flash back to that scene to pad out a little bit of the runtime.
申请的东
Not that they need it. They are like 33 minutes this episode.
今天也下来了，塔罗牌
Tarot cards. Oh. For some reason, I thought we get to see number 22, but general. Because he was like, hey, I should get tarot cards to, throw at enemies. I'm assuming this is the
共
backside.
22张，
As I
牌面镶
imagine,
有纯银等金属丝，
it is inlaid with threads of pure silver.
是对
Against spirits. Okay. He can throw them, make them really hard, which, works against humanoids. Inlaid with silver, now they work as well against spirits. How much? How much?
对死灵类生物有克制作用。
How expensive?
怎么突然想到要用塔罗牌当武器？
牌比枪更隐蔽，不像武器的武器。
武器
Cannot identify.
牌比枪更隐蔽，
Because I want to see a tarot card between 2 and 10, whatever Emperor should be. To see if they got changed. In general, I want to see more tarot cards to see why the Fool is number 1.
不像武器的武器，关键时候才能够。
What we can probably say did not happen that they put a new card at
更隐
0.
蔽，不像武器的武器，关键
Because 16 is the same. Number 1. I mean, this should be the Fool. Is it? That does not look like the Fool. The Fool card. I mean, we see some prancing. The Fool is mostly prancing around. Meanwhile, the Magician is the one that holds up stuff. Magician sometimes holds a candle, depending. It looks like the Magician more. However, everyone has like their different interpretation of the cards. Could it be the Fool? Okay. Yeah, I know. I mean, who cares? I'm gonna go back. I still have episode... The last one... Was this the one? No. Oh, damn. It's not one of these. It was episode 4. Okay. I don't... God damn it. What I'm going to do later, I'm going to check. What I can do, I can just Google the Fool Lord of Mysteries card episode 1, whatever. Image. There we go. I hate you. So it does not look like the Fool card at all. That we got shown first episode. It does not look like that card at all. We do have an X1. I mean, not at all. It's a little bit, it does not look like the full card we got to see in
我才能够
episode 1.
绝杀法。
There could also be a different full card, and I have to check episode 4 or whatever, where we had the divination with the star cards. There was also a full card, if that is similar.
才能够绝杀法技。
力量够了，准度差了点儿。不用心急，以后由我来教你格斗和发力技巧。
I mean, he
其
has
他
good
有什么
training.
不懂
It's
的，也可以
understandable.
直接来问我。你已经序列8了，应该更多的接触灵界相关的知识。我给你找了位老师，今晚10点左右就会来找你。一名序列6的死灵导师。
Sequence 6 Spirit Guide. I'm assuming it's the same, the Sleepless sequence? Because their organization has the Sleepless pathway, I believe, most you unlock.
别睡早了，
What
别
is?
睡早了。
Don't turn in early.
10点左右就会来找你。
Oh. 10 o'clock, so it's in the evening. Could be a corpse collector. Because they seem to be like undead.
回来了，克莱恩，吃晚饭了吗？
已经吃过了，梅丽莎。怎么了？
Hmm?
你现在看起来精神好些了。
抱歉，让你们担心了。哦，对了，这个
Money. What do we have? We have £5 notes, 20 of them, which is a lot of money. We also have some lettering. I believe this is like the bank. Can check this. What? AK? No, this is not AK. Never mind. AU. Oxtis. Okay. Augustus. Stupid. Augustus. NH. Henry Augustus the First. Okay, so this is Henry Augustus the First. We got told, I believe they have like the English. This, I believe, is like the bank or whatever. Okay. What is down here? FUV. No, 5. FY. I. This is 5. This is 5, 5, 5. Good.
最近在警察部转为了专职，所以
哎，又长
We are here for like 2 months. At least. Maybe 3. I assume. He joined a very well-paying job. He got like, I believe, a raise pretty early on, and he got no. He never told them about the new raise. He gets like £6 per week, which is a ton of money.
果然知识就是财富。会计基础理论，班森，你这是？
哦，我可不希望再过5年，周薪还在2磅以下。哎，就是看着很催眠。
先学习基本的数学逻辑和相关法律常识，对学习会计有帮助。
真的？
Much.
当然，
好。
Increasing knowledge, getting better paying job.
是人和卷毛狒狒最大的区别。
Melissa should get a really good paying job, by the way. I mean 1, 2, 12. Here you have all the numbers you need. Okay. 10 o'clock.
这枚铜哨是我苏醒时随身携带的物品，可以召唤出我的信使。找个相对安全的地方，用力吹一下吧，小家伙很快就会出来的。
Okay.
信使
Probably some kind of spirit. Okay. He was like, hey, at 10, we're gonna meet someone. Did he say 10 a.m.? But why would he say not to sleep? Let's forget that. It's a dog whistle. Really?
没声
Do we get a spirit dog?
坏了，
Spirit dog? Oh? Oh?
我去，什么？
I just wanted to say not the giant skeleton, right? It is the giant skeleton. I'm curious. I'm sorry. I'm not. I believe these are the symbols for the other stuff. For the pathways and sequences. Yeah, it doesn't look like the letters I have at all. So the giant skeleton is the messenger?
哈兹克先生，你管这叫小家伙？
Is the spirit guy coming? The sequence 6? Because he told you he arranged for someone. Last time we saw someone like this is... I forgot her name. Dali? Dali? This is the guy.
戴丽女士，
Okay, it's just Dali.
我还以为能吓你一大跳呢。
刚刚那位信使一上来就开了大，女士，你这就只能算平 A 了。
What are you talking about? What is this translation? Messenger showed up and immediately altered.
刚刚那位信使一上来就开了大，
What
女
is...
士，你这就只能算平 A 了。果然你就是那位死灵导师，戴丽女士，恭喜你晋升
How
序
she
列6。
advanced?
我还是
Oh, I had an inkling that maybe it could be her, but we didn't really get told about some promotion. Makes sense. She was level 7, now level 6, sleepless, cool. The interesting part is that the messenger he caught was a giant skeleton we already saw, like twice. The interesting part is that the skeleton was able to more or less feel her presence coming and then decided. So the skeleton was intelligent in some way. I don't know how intelligent. To acknowledge that she's coming, that it is danger to be shown in this way near Klein, and decided to unsummon himself, which also means that he can do that, which is interesting. However, that means that he is... it feels like the skeleton itself is like sequence 7 or below already. Because Lion was unable to feel her presence coming. Skeleton was, and the skeleton was summoned by Azik. So assuming skeletons like sequence 7, maybe even lower. I don't know if you have to be a lower sequence to... if you have to be a stronger sequence to feel lower sequence presences, or you have to be around there. Meaning that Azik has to be a lot stronger to summon someone who is able to feel the presence of a sequence 6 spirit. Could also be because he is like an undead skeleton in the area of like spirits, undead, like she is, and maybe they have a better chance to feel and know the presence of other undead or spirits in this case.
是更喜欢通灵者这个称呼。今天先教你2项非凡技能：召唤信使。
Summoning a messenger.
和
Okay.
一个不一样的通灵术，用仪式魔法进入对方的心灵世界。
What? And a different spirit communication skill that uses ritualistic magic to enter another person's mind world, like the Grey World. What I want to say as well, what is your new name, Ali? Can we get your sequence? Can we get your, rank? What is the sequence 6? Do we get a name? I mean, you are like, oh, I want to be a spirit messenger or whatever you want to be called. We want the real name. However, you get to learn how to enter another person's mind world, which that is what she did very early on, right? She went into his mind. Is that what she means? And not the Grey World? We get an example. Because here's this thing. The first time he entered the divine realm, whatever it's called, he summons the other two. Now, Miss Justice, she did not know. She was not a Beyonder. She had no clue. However, the sailor, he was rank 8. So he most likely has this ability or learns this ability already. And if the Grey World is the person's mind world, he would have known that this is this mind world, or if it is different, that is why he is maybe a little bit, not confused, but cautious of Klein's mind world. Okay, so it is like in the first episode where you can really go into the mind, but not the Grey World. The Grey World is different.
通常，因为人本身意志的存在，抗拒着没有保护的灵与灵之间的沟通，所以会相当麻烦，也有着不小的。
Okay, normally because people have their own pre-existing will, they resist unprotected communication from spirit to spirit. This is rather troublesome and also comes with a considerable amount of danger. Now, this is what she did in the first episode. She said this is ritualistic magic. All the time we saw ritualistic magic, we had to prepare like bandits and bullshit. Do you not have to do this for this ability? And I assume this would be the ability of the Sleepless and not a general Beyonder ability. Or it would be her ability. I believe she was Sleepless. I'm not so sure anymore. Okay, we have like a 2-hour exposition. Or not exposition, but, teaching moment. Which, why was Klein deciding to summon these other messenger at the same time as she was coming? Was a little bit stupid. Why is there a clown? What are you doing? I mean, this looks like a small version of Klein. Do we have like a puppet? No. Okay. So we learn about the spirit word. Nice. What about the spirit messenger, the summoned messenger? Can we decide what it looks like, or?
女士，今天的知识会不会太多了点？
Okay. I was like, oh, this is a little version of Klein that is looking through the window, or like I thought this would be a puppet in front, or next to the picture. I did not assume that our main dude was just standing there.
太多了点。队长，你是来看戴丽女士的吗？
别理他，又入梦吓人。
In
抱
dream.
歉，戴丽，打断你的授课了。
记得你答应我的。红酒大餐。
Is that your payment or his payment? I mean, wine and dine. I would take you out. I reckon a lot of people would.
带上武器，有个突发任务。
You have not heard about this messenger. It's similar to Jotun, Dragonese, and Elvish. But results of using this language are very direct and effective, but lacks necessary concealment and protection, which means it's easy to put the user in danger. Hermes improved from ancient Hermes due to its excessive danger, has effects of concealment and protection. Ancient Faesak directly formed from Jotun and is the common language of humans during the Fourth Epoch. It is also the root of the northern continent's various languages in the current era. The current common human language, Luanese, Faesak, Intesian, all come from ancient Faesak. Ancient Hermes. Jotun, Dragonese, Elvish. Is Jotun not Nordic? Because the symbols on the charm looked a little bit Nordic. So the original, this one, these letters, these are different. So I'm assuming this could be Jotun. It could also be Hermes. But this looks very similar to the ones on the charm. It does not look similar to the letters we saw or symbols on the tree. So I'm assuming we have already 3 different languages. Okay. Sequence 7 psychiatrist. Hood Yugen. Spectator.
一直伪装成普通停更侍女，最近他突然疯了，偶然暴露了非凡能力，疑似序列期的心理医生。他的梦境已经一片混乱，无法再进行梦魇审问。
Okay. Sequence 7 psychiatrist on the spectator pathway, meaning this is where Miss Justice is going to head to. Which, okay, he could potentially get the recipes. I'm assuming he's going to supply his buddies or his, the ones that pray to him with like the recipes at some point. Now, he got mad, meaning there's potentially someone higher up in the spectator pathway who is evil and is trying to whisper honeyed words to the lower to the weaker sequence holder to get them mad. He is not out of control. Now he showed his Beyonder powers, which I don't know which ones these are because he's a psychiatrist. But it seems like that is not allowed.
你试试用通灵仪式魔法。
Yeah, try your stuff that you learned like a second ago.
医生属于管中途级，有较强的心理防御机制，要小心。
睡了吗？
没有啊，我在。
What do you mean?
你知道我要来。
说好给我带的蛋糕
Oh, okay. He's just a little crazy.
我可没答应。
艾尔说。
L said, L. But in the Death Note, where's Kira? Now we had the Aurora Oracle, whatever they were called, with Mr. Z. So there could be a Mr. L, which would mean we have like the bad guy. He was numbered, and he was number 22. Oh no, I believe. Meaning that maybe every pathway has one of these Aurora members in it that seemingly are evil.
晚上不睡觉给我蛋糕。
It could also be their version of the god, the old one. The already forgot the gray hidden gray something. I forgot. Doesn't matter.
没有蛋糕。是你偷了我的蛋糕。
Okay, we get the backside of 4 cards. No front. This is the card he had at the beginning, the number 1, which I assume could be the Fool. Or Magician, one of them.
别激动嘛。
So he's putting him to sleep. Or just binding him.
队长的梦魇能力增强了，看来这些天魔药消化得很顺利啊。
开始吧，克莱。
Ritualistic magic. What I don't understand, okay, I understand that our nightmare, the captain cannot really interrogate him with his powers because if he doesn't get him to sleep, he can't invade his dreams and he's unable to do the spirit stuff because he is not a spiritual focused pathway, I assume. Because Dali made it sound like everyone is able to do this. However, Klein with the seer pathway, his is primarily in the spiritualistic. But I don't understand, why not try to bring Dali? Or can't she do this because she's only here as a spirit and not as in her main body? Do you need the main body? Probably. Maybe to do this ritual. Again. This is the part I meant. Whenever we got Dali checking on Klein, we did not have a ritual as far as I remember. At least we didn't see one.
好轻，又好重，这是什么声音？
Now his defense is very high. So I'm assuming we are going to... Whoa, 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 whoa. We are in clown makeup. Why are we in clown makeup?
这就是戴琳女士所说的灵界，与现实世界重叠，过去、现在与未来在这里交汇，无数的信息在这里流淌。这就是通往胡德欧跟心灵世界的入口。
So very similar to the first episode, we had like just a plane and Dali was running around asking questions. It seems like you can't really lie if they ask you questions in here. Getting to them is probably the hard part. Lots of tentacles. Okay, we are like a magician now.
告诉我，
He's doing the same ability as the clown was. I did not assume this was an ability. It could also be his spirit messenger.
你是谁？来自哪个组织？
我的欧根心理炼金会。
Again,
炼金会
seems like he can't lie.
心理炼金会，来田根有什么目的？
Oh oh.
没有回应，是问错了问题，还是说欧根也不清楚？那埃尔是谁？
埃尔。
Lanovis.
拉尔乌斯，欧根连疯了都记着他的蛋糕。
On Lanovis cake? What? Well, Lanovis was the guy that that embedded a lot of money and did the ritual on his girlfriend, wife thingy to put something inside the baby, probably their god, a higher being, something along those lines. I believe he died or got sacrificed in that ritual.
两人肯定关系匪浅。那个骗财又骗色的诈骗犯，很可能也是非凡者。诈骗。
I mean, the Marauder Pathway Sequence 8 Swindler. This is the next part that I was like, it was not a spectator. Because my assumption would have been a higher ranking sequence spectator is luring this guy to the dark side by whispering him in, whispering madness into him. Which is one of the things they told us could happen. That is why you are supposed to not listen to the voices.
难道是资料上所说的？
Which Neil last episode did. That is why he became mad.
偷盗者途径序列8，诈骗师。拉尔乌斯为什么来找你？
他说：“你应该看得出来，我的背后有哪位存。”
Now here's the question. Is he specifically talking about Klein? Or is he just talking about in general? So it seems like he's haunted by some kind of being.
心理炼金会从某种意义上来说，它也有一定的关系。只要提供一点点帮助，你不仅会得到掌。只要提供一点点帮助，你不仅会得到掌握魔药力量、避免失控的办法。 还能获得非凡者梦寐以求的神性。
A little bit of help, huh?
不朽的神性。
The mother got her.
神性，不朽的神性。
Okay.
活得好感，只要能抓住机会。 活着好梗，只要能抓住机会，我们也能成。
Okay. So this is not Yugen talking. What a pause. Holy shit. That is terrifying. But Yugen, if you seize this opportunity, someone else is talking through him. Someone whispered him this. Yo, if you do this, if you do what I tell you, you are able to grasp your potion, you are going to have less risk of turning and going crazy, and you are getting closer to godhood. If you just listen to me. We can rule the world. He's not talking to Klein.
只要能抓住机会，我们也能成为世界的掌控者。
什么意思？诈骗师特有的说话风格。
So is this what L or Levinus told him? I'm not sure if he died. Levinus, that is. We will have to see if he, comes around later.
拉尔乌斯想让你提供什么样的帮助？
帮助，
We know he did a ritual, he needed money, he needed for some reason, the skull of Ezek's son. Now, if I had to guess, because supposedly Yugen helped him, I'm going to assume he helped him swindle all this money. Is this a ritual, the place? This was like a round table, like a round platform and a table on top? The false god, what's it called? The fallen god? No, the true god. The fallen true god? Something along those lines? Where they assume the true god never died. He turned into this. That looked like an anchor. Was that still the true god? Yes, still the true god.
我跟的心灵海洋已经崩塌了。不快点逃出去的话。
Okay, so he's losing control, I guess. is there you see the big eyes. That's the fallen true god, I believe it was called, that he had. He lost his clown makeup. Why did he lose his clown makeup? Just disappeared. Got sucked off. I'm assuming he's losing his spirituality. Probably getting siphoned off. And I'm assuming it seems like we're getting out, and the Yugen is most likely going to go crazy and losing control. I'm assuming this whole scene is them showing us how it looks like inside whenever you lose control.
发生什么事了？你差点迷失在他的心灵世界中。
So yeah, this is their way to show us how this looks from inside. Question is, everyone that loses control, do they see their deity? Because you are not supposed to look at them. We had Captain look at, also Dan, I believe he was called Dan. Captain look at the true god, and he, was taken back. We know Klein looked at the sun god thing and got burned. You are not supposed to look at the gods. Maybe that is how they turn crazy?
队长，我看到了一个阴森的祭台。
True creator, sorry, not god. Creator.
和类似真实造物者的影子。
难怪欧根直接失控，阴森的祭台和真实造物者有关的话，很大可能同极光会也有关。
Yeah, true creator. And it was called like the fallen true creator because Right, the creator was the one that made everything. And the true creator is because they believe the creator never disappeared. But he more or less transformed into this being. I don't know why he called it God, because that is most likely not an apt description for most of these beings. Maybe, no, I mean, we do have a goddess, so.
而心理炼金会也许藏在背后，默许了事情的发生。
极光会，队长，你还记得那封写给 Z 先生的信吗？极光会成员西里斯
One series of the Aurora Order
身上的信，他在信上说，等到时机合适，毁灭日降临，他将向所谓的主人奉献停根师的全部羔羊。我认为这和兰尔乌斯谋划的事情有很大的关联。
事情也许相当严重。
I still am so interested in what is he doing? Is that a tick? Is that something he's doing? Is this... I don't believe this is an artifact or something. Why does he have to do this, maybe?
我们必须重新调查兰尔乌斯。
Or is it really just, hey, he's not allowed to smoke because you can't show that? Could be. So we are searching. This was for Lavinus, right? I believe so. Lanivus? Mr. L. What do we have here? MUN I Municipal This is new. This one I have never seen. This is ARE, square. Square. Gonna put this into my little document. I'm not gonna do anything with it right now. Canvas, there we go. Just have it here. Or later on. What else? Probably like 1,000. 1,000 borrow. And up here we have AH. This should be an O. Koi? Ooh. Oh. Not very. Yeah, is this a KHOY? Koi? This one University. Or University. Roger. Roger. We have the feather / krill. We are going to hear some scribbling. As you hear. Whoa. Miss Maynard howled with rage, you shameless witch. I mean, can't really say much because I'm fat, but you know. And she's slapping Miss Justice. Right? No, it's not Miss. It's not Miss Justice. Baron Koi's University, widow. Who's the other pig? I mean, lady. Ingen John Maynard, member of the new party. Do we know how Koi died? So the older lady is like the young lady killed him. But she's the widow, so.
田根是名媛，获益男爵遗孀。这几人都是保守党和新党议员。
So we have parties. This is the part that is a little bit where I'm unsure. Where's everything? We know Mr. Sailor, he's on the sea. He doesn't really care too much, seemingly. We have Miss Justice. Miss Justice is in a higher rank, like a noble of a higher ranking. Seemingly not royalty, but close. Seemingly. Could be royalty, we don't know. However, is she in the same area like Linus? In so far that she is also going to be part of this party system, or is she somewhere else where they do not have the system and she's not part here? Because it seemed like whenever we saw Miss Justice, she had like the situation where she, you know, chose her new dress, and she said that the new ships were coming to port, which I assume would be that the sailor is also going to be coming to the port because of the ships. That was my assumption. Maybe right, maybe wrong. I'm wondering if they are in a similar area, because at this point, Klein, cool character. We have all these other different characters, really nice design, we don't really see too much about them. I would like a little bit backstory about the sailor and Miss Justice. A little bit more. To see what is really going on with Miss Justice, what is really going on with our sailor. Because they seem interesting, and they seem to be very much a big part of the story going forward.
和雪伦夫人之间关系密切。旁边的是现任霍因。关系密切。
This is your stepson, huh?
旁边的是现。
Eat home. The first thought that came to my mind is I do not remember what they were called, but the sect that is praying to the demoness, that all go female in the higher sequences. That is the very first thing I thought about her.
任霍因男爵，雪伦夫人的继子。
继子？
我要控。
Okay, who are you?
告他。
Mary Minard, wife of John Minard, MP. This is the other dude, right? The old dude we saw on the
我
board.
要控告你们警察渎职！这种荡妇婊子就该受到苦香梨惩罚。
The Pair of Anguish. Now, I am not too familiar with torture methods of the Middle Ages. Go figure, but I believe the Pair of Anguish was like a pear-shaped device that you would insert in the mouth and you would tighten so the bulb of the pear would open up in 4 directions and slowly but surely, you know, spread out. I am going to check. Pair of Anguish. Yep, it is exactly that one. Which you can see in action in, I believe, an orb. Movements of the Earth. Another part that is very peculiar. I mean, we have her. There are a lot of blonde, blue-eyed guys here. A lot. The stepson. There was another guy we saw that also was blonde with blue hair, blue eyes. Is this like, you know, something that happens here? Is it maybe a family thing? Again, blonde. B.CMAY. I mean, sure, this is in their cities. The question is, they have a party, they have a new party. Is this party only for Tingen, for the city? Because I'm pretty sure Miss Justice is not in the city. But I assume that Miss Justice is in the same country. Blue eyes. Again, another guy, blue eyes, blonde. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 5. 5 guys. We have more guys with blonde hair and blue eyes in this room than not.
雪伦夫人昨晚是我派来见梅纳德议员的，你是对我有意见吗？
So not only did her man die, but from the older woman, the husband died too. Again. A little bit harder to make out, but I believe he's also blonde. But harder to make out. Not gonna acknowledge that. Yellow eyes? Did she have yellow eyes? She had it. Very striking. Very beautiful. Don't. You know, there, like people say, you know, if you have enough points on a graph, you will see where it goes. This feels a little bit, you know, Venom type character. You probably don't want to engage with her because you could end up dead. You could also not, but better not risk it. I would say maybe go for someone else like Charlie.
我们上楼看看。
Okay. So we are here to uncover how these people died.
约翰·梅纳德，新党成员。
Chairman of Parliament, a mayoral candidate. I see. So we may have gotten rid of opposition.
约翰·梅纳德，新党成员，田根市议员、市长候选人。
I mean, the visuals are making it very clear what happened.
田根市议员、市长候选人。初步的
very clear.
检查报告显示，死亡时间在昨晚9点到11点之间，尸体没有被移动过。今早南圃。
A lot of. Are those bruises? So again, blonde, probably blue-eyed, which seems to be something that is more natural here, maybe in the higher ranks. Now, the visuals clearly depict them having some kind of affair. She doing something that then kills him. Maybe through heart attacks. There are a million ways you can do this. One would be... Because for some reason I'm always going back to vampires. I don't know why. But if she was someone that could, you know, suck out the vitality of someone else, like a vampire, could potentially kill them this way.
发现的，雪伦夫人是议员生前见的最后一个人。排除超凡因素的影响，也排除了他杀。
Beyond her influence as well as homicide. Wow.
初步定案为疾病导致的死亡。
你查到什么？
和弗莱一致，但我认为，这位议员之死没那么简单。
Okay.
肯定和超凡因素有关。在排查兰尔乌斯案相关线索的时候，我发现了兰尔乌斯所租赁的南区钢铁工厂。
Under the table dealings. Okay. Okay. It feels like we just cut out a bunch of investigation. Seemingly. This information was not made available to us before. I reckon.
背后有隐藏的利益输送。实控者是一名德高望重的议员。
市长候选人约翰·梅纳德。
他就是我今天准备重点排查的对象。死亡时间太巧合了。
调查一下雪伦夫人关系网。
So we investigated Lanovis. His steel mill had under the table dealings, and some of them pointed to Maynard, to this dude. And before we could question him, he coincidentally died, making this the end of our trail. Interesting. Which, I mean, we know Miss Sharon was the one getting rid of him. Again, reminds me of the demoness sect that, you know, higher ranking, turning female, pretty good looking, I assume. So, could be that, could be vampire. I'm always going to go back to vampires. We are missing vampires. Just straight up.
看看他与兰尔乌斯有没有关联。
Because the demoness sect seemed a little bit more like succubus. We're also missing succubus. It's not a fetish thing. I'm just saying. Is it Monday? Oh.
约翰梅纳德的死亡存在超凡因素的影响。存在。
Okay, so clockwise, yes. Counterclockwise, no.
的影响。存在。果然，我们的调查被干扰了。
Ooh, this seems dangerous. This seems very dangerous.
雪伦夫人是非凡者。
Okay,
雪
interference.
伦夫人与拉尔乌斯有关联。
Interference. Because the pendulum not moving at all means that the question cannot be answered for some reason. Most likely interference. Can't use divination. Which? Oh, is she using a fake name? Holy shit, Klein is smart. Because I assume this would be interference. However, there could be a tell that tells him that there's interference. Probably the pendulum still moves, but in a erratic way. Not in a smooth way as it did before. There could be an interference. We did see interference earlier, but I believe we didn't really see the pendulum, but like a shadow stuff. So the whole world changed. So if there is a tell for interference, he knows, okay, there's no interference because the tell was not there. It did not tell us yes or no, so the question was wrong. So you ask a different question. Smart. I like that a lot. Very smart approach. The second question did not work as well, even though Levinus is the real name. He knows that because he talked about that. He got information about that before, and he was able to ask that question to, or got the answer from the other dude that was unable to lie in the spirit world, mind world. Meaning that the high chance is most likely that something is wrong about her.
他用的是假名，或者他是非常厉害的非凡者，真实信息不足，也没法做其他确认。
So you can't tell if the Beyonder is too high rank. Is it not looking like interference then?
这是我第几次被干扰了？太巧了。难道雪伦夫人和幕后黑手有关？
Okay. Right, we see the tower. The tower is only red from one side. Okay. Whoa. No. We have like a bunch. This is not nearly enough. Sailor? Never mind. Snake? Also not? Sure. Okay, third guess. Gonna be wrong as well. Azik? City of Silver. What? Gonna save that as well. Mostly because this seems like something we could get some letters from, but we have 4 symbols that equate to a bunch of stuff. I don't know. So, City of Silver. What are we doing here? Who are we doing here? We are not having a good time, it seems. So he killed someone. Why? Who? Really? A new body joins, huh?
这是新的气球。
笔者先生。
Okay. This is getting interesting. So he's praying. So first off, we have a dude who has a sword. We are in the City of Silver. He killed someone. Why? We don't know. We have no idea what is going on. Did he defend himself? Did he kill someone? Did he murder someone? Is there a war he partakes in? What is going on? He prays. This doesn't look like... Is this blood? Oh, okay. Far better view. I can't tell if that is... this looks like a glove on the right. For a moment I was like, maybe the skin of the fingers got ripped off. No, it looks like a glove. He gets a prayer. Again, a lot of blood. There was something going on in the City of Silver, which is one of the big things. This is a city, so the assumption is, hey, there's not a war or a big fight. Some reason he was involved in a fight with maybe one or two other people, and he killed someone. Okay, so he gets the orb. It's glowing. The orb is reddish, but it's like a red yellow, like a flame. So that is a big question that I had. Are all the people that join this table, are they all going to be red, like Miss Justice, and the only blue one is the sailor? Or do they have all different colors? Like in the beginning, the tree had different colors, different effects for different pathways.
这是
Also, the question is, we cannot really answer this right now, but I hope we get someone else, or we see someone else praying to him, and then we will see, are they using the same prayer, or do they use different prayers? Is this just a random prayer to some deity that he hopes can help him, and it got redirected to him, Klein, here? Or is this specific prayer for Klein?
新的气球。
笔者先生。
Okay. This again, we have a lot of red orbs. Good news. I'm assuming you are going to offer us some pages of the diary?
我有一个好消息要分享。您之前提到的那个
No, okay. Fine, I guess.
公开考试选拔人才的高考，已经得到了国王和
King and Prime Minister. We know, I believe the Prime Minister, she was saying her dad was like, the Prime Minister sucks. If I remember correctly.
首相的认同，预计明年年初就会进入正式的实施阶段。
这么快，看来正义小姐的家族政治能量不小啊。
I only know that she said that her dad, or the populace, she did some correction, but her dad said, I believe it was a prime minister, is doing a bad job, is like a clown or something along those lines. I'm sure it was the prime minister she was talking about. Now again, she's very high up. I don't know high up. Is she royalty or is she really just a noble family that is very close to that ranking? Some old noble family.
很好。
You know, she has a lot of money. She has a lot of political power because otherwise this would not have gotten through at all. She needs to be very close, or her dad. And this also because in the episode where she was deciding on her clothes, reiterating, she got told she cannot wear something for the second time, which would mean she's like someone people look up to and someone who is more or less deciding fashion trends. That is why she cannot really, wear the same clothes twice.
尊敬的愚者先生，我也有一事想请教。
Okay.
极光会一直在追寻真实造物者的圣所。
Holy residence of the true creator. Okay, something new. The holy residence. So wherever the true creator resides, they want to find that area.
是否就是传说中的神器之地？
神器之地和真实造物者有关。
I went with the ship searching for the forsaken land of the gods. I should think about inventing the wireless telegram. This is Emperor Rosal.
罗塞尔大帝寻找神器之地干什么？这不是你现在该知道的事情。
I mean, this is pretty fun. He's like, oh, I don't know. You should not know this at this point. Yeah, it's not that I don't know. I definitely know, but I would like someone else to explain it to you, because they can explain it better.
请原谅我的微小僭越。
He's very scared of him. It is very... the whole time he seems very cautious. He accepts Klein, but he's not willing to give him everything. And we see him scared a lot of times. Miss Justice, on the other hand, she's like a puppy. She's just happy to be here.
你们继续。
And he feels like he could get punished at any point.
正义，
He definitely fears being punished. Maybe something of his background.
小姐，我想请你帮一个忙。
什么忙？
在贝克兰德找一个人的下落。
Background. Another blonde.
"这件事风险较大，但我
I don't know who this is. But as the story goes, it seems like he may have been a part of his crew. I'm assuming maybe his friend from a long time ago. But he seems to be bad. It seems to suck him out.
这件事风险较大，但我会为此付出应有的报酬。
请问找谁？
海盗七将军之
Pirate admirals. Okay. So he sucked him out so much that he'd write out.
请问找谁？
Like light blue eyes that turn into yellow. Like a tiger, like a
海盗
cat,
七将军之
like a raptor. At the very beginning here of the last bit, we saw like a snake being that walked on 2 legs or 4 legs, like a tiger. Maybe this could also be like a vampire. I am not going to let the vampire thing rest. This is the only thing we are missing. Vampires and werewolves, to be fair. But
飓风中将，麒麟更似。
Vice Admiral Hurricane Qualankos. So I'm assuming they were friends, maybe rivals. Did he wait?
风险降。
Did he kill everyone on the ship? I don't see anyone else.
海盗七将军，说起来，他也去了贝克兰德。
Ooh. Oh, this guy? No. He's in the City of Silver.
愚者先生，难道是在展现神迹？
Interesting. Again, I feel like when this happens, he's doing this, both of them naturally instantly lock on. Both of them are like, oh, what's happening? I'm assuming that the sailor is being a little bit scared, while she is just, yo, divine miracle. And both of them, as soon as they recognize could be a divine miracle, they both look away. Like everyone gets told, do not look at deities. Do not look at them. It is dangerous. Don't look at the true god. Don't look at the demoness. Don't look at the sun, because you could die. Meaning that they definitely both accept him as a deity of some kind. I was just thinking, what is this language? Ancient Phasek. So, Hermes? Keeper of the Dark.
好像是巨人语。
Good job, huh? On this land you have forsaken.
人语，还好我学过一点。现在还有哪个地方是用巨人语的？
The land of the forsaken gods?
这都是以千年为单位计算的老古董了。神器之地。
Forsaken land of the gods. Interesting. Emperor Rosé tried to find it. I'm assuming he did. Maybe, maybe not. And the City of Silver is in the Forsaken Land of Gods. And meaning, this makes a lot more sense now. So the Forsaken Land of Gods is something that seemingly not a lot of people know of or went there, because the sailor didn't know or was asking about it, had no information. But there are people living there. However, we know that he fought someone with his weapon, he killed someone, presumably. That the assumption is, he also talked about the people of the dark and their their thing, not forsaken, one is their destiny, and a curse. So the assumption is that the people there are mad. They fight each other for some reason. Or something happens where they have to fight. Maybe like monsters spawn, they have to fight the monsters. It is not looking good there. And he's now praying to Klein to help. Okay, so this means that Backlund, someone else is in Backlund. I don't know who he means is in Backlund. Maybe Azig? Maybe Azig went to Backlund? I don't really know. However, this seems interesting because we are going to answer his prayer. He's going to join us. Klein is going to help him. Meaning we may start making a little kingdom or a little country with the City of Silver and its occupants. Because most likely he's going to help this guy. This guy is going to become stronger. He's going to be the leader of the city, rally everyone behind him. And Klein more or less is then the owner of this little city, and then they start making a country. That is my assumption right now.
神器之地。
Now the question is, which card is he going to be? Dark Destiny Curse, City of Silver, Trader? Was the Trader even a card? Merchant? I believe Merchant was. There he is. He has a yellow outline. Derek Burke. He's yellow. Blonde again. Could also be light brown. Interesting. I assumed he would be a Beyonder, he would join the table. But he's looking at them like the other two looked at Klein. So he's not a Beyonder, he's not on the same level as the other two?
你是神灵吗？我不是神灵，我只是一个对漫长历史感兴趣的愚者。愚者？
正义。
倒吊人。
选一张吧。
So he's going to join. He is going to join. Okay. Now, we don't have a lot of time. So here's the thing. He's seeing them in the shadow way. Now, we got a similar vision very early on, where all the Hangman and Justice, they were sitting there. However, they had the shadow version behind. So the assumption is that every person sees only the shadows. Only Klein can see all the people. That is my assumption right now. Klein can see all the people, but the Hangman only sees the other Miss Justice also as like the shadow version. Or if he joins now with a card, can he see the other two as well? It is not that clear. Can the Hangman see just Miss Justice, or can he only see the shadow version? That is a question. I mean, he was also a fighter. I don't know. Let's see. Which card? Choose a card. Any card.
我选太阳。
The sun. And we don't get the number right. Very interesting, very interesting. Okay, we have a new guy joining the sun. He's yellow. He has a lot of yellow accents whenever he got summoned. Even though the orb was red. Whenever he got summoned, a lot of yellow around. He chose the sun, okay. He's going to join, making the table a little bit imbalanced, but sure. I still wonder, Lion can definitely see everyone normally. But can everyone else see each other normally, or do they only see the shadow version? They probably only see the shadow Klein. But do they see the other ones also as shadow versions, like he did whenever he joined in? Right here. Is this how everyone sees everyone? As a shadow? Also, we did get a lot of information, languages, someone in the Forsaken City of Forsaken Land of Gods, and the Silver City that is there. So here we had this little, right, bam, bam, again, similar to the Admiral, a little bit scaly, like a lizard, but has 2 legs, probably like 4 on 4 legs. Was moving, okay. And then we got to the City of Silver. And this is in the Forsaken Land of Gods. Very interesting. I'm going to assume that, by him now being the sun, we are going to help him, probably help him maybe be a Beyonder, maybe increasing his rank. We don't really know what he is. He didn't have a sequence at this point. Maybe he gets one. Maybe we did not get introduced to one. We are making him stronger. He's going to rally. That is my assumption. Everyone in the City of Silver behind himself. He's going to then take control of the city and more or less start a little country. It could also be that one of the big problems is that the ingredients for potions are running out. The monsters that you need, they are going extinct. However, the Forsaken Land of Gods could potentially have more of these monsters roaming around. So this could be where we get these ingredients. We'll see. We also got to see the whole other family. Dali leveled up. We got to see Sequence 7 Spectator Psychiatrist. We had this little scene in the mind world. We saw her, which seemingly has a different name or is a very high level Beyonder. One of the two. I don't know if can't he just ask the question with her picture, is this Sharon? Would he not have done that? It also feels like that we skipped some of the investigation, which understandably we don't have a lot of time. He also killed this dude. Very nice picture. Interesting. Definitely looking forward to next episode. We will get more information about the sun. That could be very interesting.